Jessica from the Y, and I want to talk to you about self-care. Right now is a crazy, crazy time, and there's just so much going on and so many unknowns. And it's really important that all of us engage in self-care. So, what is that? It basically is just giving your brain and your body what you need to be at your best. Self care is a broad term that means different things for different people. I'm going to give you a few examples of some just generally best practices within self care, but I'm also going to give you a tip for how to find some of your own. So, first, engage in self compassion. Kristen Neff is a researcher and she talks a lot about self compassion. And I'm going to read to you the three things that she explains that self compassion is. First, she says that self compassion is engaging in self kindness instead of self judgment. So instead of judging what's happening right now, judging how you feel, judging what you're thinking, just be kind to yourself and think to yourself, would I talk to someone that I love or someone that I care about the way that I'm talking to myself right now? The answer is no, then you should shift that. Next, focusing on common humanity instead of isolation. Right now, lots of us are isolated from other people physically, but it doesn't mean that we have to be isolated from people in terms of our relationship and communication. We can still engage in community and care about the best of all people and for all people, even if we're isolated to our homes. Next, she says focusing on mindfulness instead of over-identification with whatever sometimes your feelings may be. So when we're feeling angry or sad or scared, it can be really easy to let those feelings completely wash over us. The problem with that, though, is that it messes up our ability to make decisions, to engage in relationships, and kind of to see clearly. But when we engage in mindfulness and meditation, it calms down our body, it calms down our brain, and allows us to be a little bit less stressed and to be able to see things a little bit more clearly. Next, sleeping and eating. This is an interesting time, and we know that a lot of people are home all of the time. Some people are still out and about, but a lot of people are home. And we know that it's really easy to snack all day, right? But we really want you to try, if you can, to engage in healthy eating, whatever that looks like for you. Because we recognize that being a part of self-care is giving your body what you need, right? And your body needs nutrition. Your body also needs sleep. So if you're struggling to sleep right now, try to get yourself in a routine. Even if your daily routine is pretty off, try to get into some sort of routine where you're giving yourself enough sleep and the right amount of sleep that you need. For most people, that's about 7 to 9 hours. Next, move your body. Anxiety and stress lives in our body and it makes our body feel very tense. So move your body. And that can mean anything. That can mean getting outside and walking around in nature and taking a walk around your neighborhood. That can mean dancing in your house, or that can mean getting on our Flex Fit app and finding one of our group exercise classes and engaging in one of those. And finally, just remember that even if you're isolated inside of your home, it doesn't mean that you have to be isolated from other people. Call your people, engage with them, get on Zoom or FaceTime with them. I've seen people have virtual happy hours. I've seen people have their kids get together and talk. Try to figure out what you need to engage with your community. And in terms of just general self-care, figure out what do you need to be at your very best. What things make you the happiest? What things give you the most energy? If there is a way, do those things now. And self-care doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be glamorous. It can mean taking a bath before you go to bed. It can mean doing meditation for 5 minutes. It can mean watching your favorite show on Netflix. There are lots of recommendations on social media right now of things that you can binge on Netflix if that's something that makes you feel really good. But try to figure out what makes you happy and try to carve out some time for that right now, because self-care is really, really important in this time. Thanks.